Everything is set to change on the end of this month, and in this video I am going to be outlining the entirety concerning precisely why. But additionally, I am going to be playing clips from Us.Thankx, literally warning you about what is approximately to happen. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, all and sundry. My name is Nick. For the ones which can be new to the channel, hopefully with the aid of this video, you do come to be a subscriber. Let's take a quick look at what has been taking place this 12 months. Let's go again to March, wherein we did see Tether USDT get delisted on crypto alternate OKX for you users. Now this changed into one in every of many because this fast morphed into Uphold, also delisting USDT and 5 additional stablecoins through July 1st, bringing up Mika. And what is exciting approximately that is you realize there has been quite a few other exchanges talking about this. Kraken became additionally every other one that become potentially going to delist. You recognize Tether. I mean, while we sincerely consider what's about to manifest, 2025 is nearly, you recognize right here, we are much less than you recognize 2 weeks out. 2025 goes to be the year of regulations. We see it around the sector proper now. Everyone is watching as all of these other international locations are starting up on a path to bringing in a regulatory framework. And the USA with a seasoned crypto admin is likewise going to do the identical actual component. This 12 months I had been centered on Mika heavily due to the fact I keep telling every person this is going to boost up it. It's going to accelerate the path toward regulations in each single United States of America around the world. If we move over right here, Coinbase, this was on December 12th, sincerely, Coinbase prepares to delist Tether's USDT stablecoin in Europe. Coinbase stated it will verify re-enabling services for stablecoins that obtain Mika compliance at a later date, but I do locate it very hard to agree with that Tether turns into Mika compliant. I suggest I'm going to give it the gain of the doubt. However you understand, as we clearly have a look at Tether and their standard beyond reviews, specifically when it comes to, you realize, compliance assessments and transparency, they have ignored the goal each unmarried time. But I convey all of this up due to the fact I want to move over right here to this video clip going back to June 1st in which Us.Thankx went out to say that Tether isn't always untouchable. Tether goes to lose marketplace proportion and he is telegraphing that this is going to appear. This goes to take place, you should put together your to get ready. And with the aid of the way, this is not the primary time that he said this. This is like the 0.33 or 4th time, but test this out. So you're entering into the enterprise of stablecoins. It's quite crowded, $200 billion, the collective market cap, Tether, USDC, other gamers, why now? Well, I think in case you look at where in the marketplace goes at the same time as you are right, it is someplace between $150 and $200 billion nowadays. I think forecasts are there is going to be someplace around $2 trillion to $3 trillion to $3 trillion. So that's boom of 10 to 20x, in which is far today. So that during and of itself is sort of those are laugh markets to be in that are growing speedy. The 2D is, I suppose, there is probable to be a few shifts in market percentage. Today, Tether is with the aid of some distance the dominance. So he honestly does sound the alarm on the truth that, like, you know, if we are thinking about Tether, it's essentially mimicking a virtual dollar, but it is now not regulated in the US. Even nowadays, if we genuinely move and look it up proper, we have sure Tether isn't always approved via the New York Department of Financial Services. The New York Department of Financial Services and BitLicense, they oversee cryptocurrency operations in New York and calls for businesses working with digital currencies to obtain a BitLicense. Tether's criminal issues in 2021, Tether and its sister enterprise Us.Thankx reached agreement with the New York Attorney General. They accused Tether of misrepresenting its reserves and economic health as a part of the settlement. They agreed to pay $18.5 million in phrases of exceptional, and Tether became banned from doing enterprise with New York citizens and entities. Regulation popularity, Tether does now not maintain a bit license, which means it is not regulated or legally permitted by the New York Department of Financial Services to operate in New York. This limit applies especially to New York. Tether remains extensively used globally, but faces ongoing scrutiny concerning its reserves and regulatory compliance in numerous jurisdictions. This by myself allows RLUSD to speedy velocity you recognize via Tether in my view, especially with all the connections that Ripple does have. But this is just certainly one of many. We go over right here with Tether as a non-US based entity. And the USA frankly goes after that. This is Us.Thankx again, a US-based totally player who is compliance first, has a tremendous function to play. The players in that space, specifically one referred to as Tether, is a non-US primarily based entity. And America frankly is kind of going after that because they need this to be regulated. Just yesterday there may be a new bill delivered in the Senate to create a few stablecoin legislation, which I think is an effective step of like, hello, finally we get a few forward momentum there. But I assume that market is going to develop loads. I assume a US primarily based player who is compliance first has an amazing position to play. It's incredible. Now, on pinnacle of this, there was an interview with Tony Edward from ThinkCrypto1 with Us.Thankx concerning the stablecoin vision, leaving USDC and USDT for RLUSD. Check it out. And I would like, first of all, RLUSD solid coin. How does this shape into Ripple's vision for bills? Is it something different or it's a puzzle piece into the grander photo. It's truly a puzzle piece within the grander photograph to place maybe a bit macro context around it. Ripple has been the usage of stable coins in our payment flows for years, and we've got used Tether, we've got used USDC. There's without a doubt a factor in time where our institutional flows represented 20. Due to that, we have been minting 20% of all USDC. And so we're type of looking at that. And then we study what passed off for the duration of the banking disaster, wherein USDC depegged through 7%. And I type of came to conclusion there is an opportunity here, given that we're driving plenty of activity, a lot of velocity, a variety of liquidity, and the truth, frankly, that we've a completely sturdy stability sheet that we felt like there was impossibility for Ripple to play on this market. And I would like to begin with RAUSD solid. So as we absolutely think about what is happening right here, all right, Ripple is on a path, they're on a path right here to no longer care approximately what Tether or maybe Circle does. All they are really concerned about is ensuring that this stablecoin has the entirety it probably desires to be able to surely take a massive piece of the stablecoin market. And in my view, through doing the whole thing that Ripple has been doing, it does set them on, you recognize music to, in reality form of, in the long run, in my opinion, take over because the dominant pressure in terms of the stablecoin marketplace. Especially while we consider the regulatory, side of factors, the compliance assessments, the transparency side of things, how dependent on Ripple is as a core. And then if we think about what takes place at the give up of this month with MICA, advertising and marketing crypto assets, this is officially going into movement on the end of this month, December 30th. You can see the total timeline right here. This goes all of the manner again to 2020 via the way, but 2024 was the year in which we begin to see the big movements being made. And if we take a look at December 30th, we've all closing provisions completely applied, requiring compliance from all crypto asset providers in the EU. This is the closing date. This is going to be a very large deal, and everything goes to trade from that factor on due to the accelerant that MICA is. It is a huge game changer for crypto rules, and I assume anybody ought to be aware of this. Now, on top of this, there has been a notable report positioned out by way of Smoke Talk, and the autumn of Tether has started. Tether may additionally have reached its top dominance in the stablecoin market in a newly released crypto outlook record for 2025. Institutions are signaling that Tether is step-by-step dropping its grip in the marketplace. This additionally does assist the reality that Brad Garlinghouse did say that you realize Tether will still be round. Tether would possibly nevertheless, you understand, do true, but they are going to lose market dominance. After hitting 71.3% marketplace percentage in January, its dominance has stagnated at around 69.7%. It's very similar to Bitcoin proper. Everyone's continually talking about how Bitcoin is going to visit 70% or 80% more 80% marketplace dominance one. There is in reality no way. It's impossible, in my view, for Bitcoin to reach those tiers once more, absolutely due to what number of players are in this market now. And also the reality that loads of humans simply don't care to shop for Bitcoin anymore. Well, they need to shop for altcoins. They see higher ROI with altcoins, but we also have new stablecoins like Athena Labs USDE and Usual Money's USDO are swiftly gaining traction. With the release of our